Welcome to the Hidden Women of the Bible series, where we are learning about the ordinary women with extraordinary faith. In today's video, we are going to learn about Abigail, Nabal's wife. The Bible describes her as intelligent and beautiful, but her actions prove she was a master diplomat. Before he was king, David was a fugitive. He was hiding in the wilderness from the jealous King Saul. David wasn't alone. He had a mighty militia of about 600 soldiers. They were hungry, tired, and living off the land, but they remained honorable. While camping in the wilderness of Paran, David's men protected the flocks of a local billionaire named Nabal. They acted as a human wall, keeping predators and raiders away from Nabal's thousands of sheep and goats. Nabal was surly and mean in his dealings. He was incredibly wealthy but lacked basic social or moral awareness. When it came time for sheep shearing, a season of celebration and hospitality, David sent a polite request: "We protected your men and your livelihood. Could you spare some food for my soldiers?" Nabal's response was a public slap in the face. He didn't just say no, he insulted David's lineage, calling him a runaway slave. When the message reached David, his reaction was instantaneous and lethal. He didn't file a complaint. He strapped on his sword and told 400 of his men to do the same. David swore that by morning, not a single male in Nabal's household would be left alive. He was moving in a blood rage, ready to burn an entire estate down because of one man's ego. One of Nabal's servants realized a massacre was coming and ran to Abigail, Nabal's wife. Without telling her husband, who was busy getting drunk, she quickly loaded donkeys with a massive feast: 200 loaves of bread, 2 skins of wine, 5 dressed sheep, and tons of grain and cakes. She met David and his 400 armed men on the mountain path. She didn't hide. She fell at his feet and took the blame for her husband's stupidity. Her speech was brilliant. She acknowledged he was wronged. She told him, "When the Lord has appointed you ruler over Israel, you don't want the heavy burden of unnecessary blood on your conscience." She provided the physical supplies his men needed so he could turn back without losing face. David was stunned. He realized he was seconds away from a mistake that would have stained his legacy forever. He thanked her for her good judgment. When Abigail went home, she found Nabal throwing a king-like party, totally oblivious to the death he had nearly brought on himself. She waited until he was sober the next morning to tell him what happened. When she did, the Bible says, his heart failed him and he became like a stone. About 10 days later, he died of what seems to have been a stroke or heart attack. When David heard Nabal was dead, he realized God had handled the justice far better than his sword ever could. He eventually married Abigail, honoring the woman who saved him from himself. In our world, we are constantly told that silence is weakness and vengeance is justice. We live in the era of the instant clapback. David was willing to wipe out an entire family because of a few insulting sentences. Today, we cancel people, end decades-long friendships over a single text, or ruin our careers over a moment of road rage. Abigail reminds us, your anger is temporary, but your reputation is permanent. Abigail didn't win with a sword, she won with a sandwich and a speech. She proves that the most powerful person in the room isn't the one with the loudest voice or the sharpest weapon, it's the one who can remain calm when everyone else is reacting. Nabal eventually faced the consequences of his own character. He didn't need David's sword to destroy him. His own lifestyle and ego did the job. When someone is toxic to you, you don't need to roll in the mud with them. If you wait, their own toxicity usually catches up to them. The next time you feel that blood rage rise, whether it's on social media or in person, ask yourself, am I about to ruin my future for a man who isn't worth my time? If you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more such videos, and don't forget to share with your near and dear ones. Stay blessed.